In the news tonight, strict systems in place to keep out the unwanted as Barbados prepares for free movement. The next We Gatherin celebration scheduled for 2030. Hurricane Janet remembered 70 years on. And in sport, Trinbago Knight Riders take a record 5th CPL title.
The headline news is brought to you by National Transformation Initiative, shaping the Starbajan.
Broadcasting from our studios in the Pine St. Michael, this is CBC NewsNight, starting now.
Good evening, I'm Lisa Broom. Thank you so much for tuning in. In our top story tonight, strict measures are in place to ensure criminals or other unwanted persons do not sneak into Barbados under the guise of the Free Movement of CARICOM Nationals regime, which officially starts next Wednesday. Minister of Home Affairs and Information, Wilfred Abrams, is giving Barbadians the assurance criminals with records will be flagged even before they get here. He was addressing the Barbados Labour Party's Christchurch East and South Joint Branch meeting on the weekend, where he said the free movement will not be a free-for-all regime. Anesta Henry has that story.
Barbadians who are fearful criminals will rush to the island when Barbados joins 3 other CARICOM states to implement free movement of their nationals from October 1st have nothing to worry about. This assurance is coming from Minister of Home Affairs and Information, Wilfred Abrams. He says part of this managed migration captured in the draft immigration legislation is making it easier for desired people to call Barbados their home. But Minister Abrams says criminals are usually stopped and sent back on the next flight to where they came from.
If you are a known drug dealer in your country and you come here, you'll be stopped at the border and said, you are not a permitted person, go back. If you do not have those strikes against you, if you are not subject to deportation order, you're not flagged as a person who's prohibited, if you got a conviction, if they suspect you're involved in narcotics trafficking, if they suspect that you're involved in insurgent activities, whatnot, if you're on a watch list, right? Once you're not one, then people, hey, come and work, come and stay, come and enjoy yourself, go and come again.
And Minister Abrams is also issuing the reminder that only Barbadians cannot be denied entry.
The only body who has a right as of right to come into Barbados is a citizen of Barbados. That's the only person. Everybody else is subject to permission from the country. So even the persons who are coming in on the free movement, that's St. Vincent, Belize, Dominica, right? And Barbados is the fourth country. Yes, you can come if you are an acceptable person.
Those who will be allowed to enter Barbados under this new arrangement will have a right to live and operate in Barbados as a Bajan would. They will also be allowed to bring their families once they too are acceptable individuals.
We have a reciprocal arrangement. If a Bajan decides to pick up and go to Dominica, the same courtesies will extend to the Bajan. If, however, you breach our laws while you're here, you'll be deported. And you can't come back until that deportation order is lifted.
According to the CARICOM Secretariat, representatives from Barbados, Belize, Dominica, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines met on Thursday, September 18, 2025, to further coordinate, update, and discuss steps towards full free movement come October 1st, 2025. Anesta Henry, CBC News.
The next We Gatherin celebrations will be held in 2030. That was disclosed by Prime Minister Mia Amor-Motley, who also announced the celebrations for the upcoming Road to 60 as the country marks its 60th anniversary as an independent nation. She was speaking during a town hall meeting in New York over the weekend.
1st of December this year, we will start the celebration of our 60th anniversary. And the 1st of December to November 30th is the road to 60. I keep reminding people, you don't count after the year you celebrate. When you finish your first year of birth, you're into your second year. When we finish the 59th year on November 30th, we are into our 60th year. While we will not have the next We Gatherin until 2030, we will have the road to 60 from the 1st of December to the 30th of November. And for those of you who therefore want to do your own thing, you can still remember that January is St. Lucy, February is St. Peter, March is St. Thomas. You can come right down. April is St. Joseph, May is St. John, June is St. George, July is St. Philip, August is St. Andrew, September is St. James, October is Christ Church. I refuse to believe that Christ Church got more people than November St. Michael.
Well, today marks 70 years since Hurricane Janet struck Barbados on September 22nd, 1955, as a Category 3 hurricane with winds 120 miles per hour, causing widespread devastation. The hurricane left thousands of Barbadians homeless and affected many more. 92-year-old Anita Daniel, who was one of those impacted, has lasting memories of that system that will remain as long as she lives. Let's hear that story from Anesta Henry.
70 years ago, Anita Daniel was a married 22-year-old mother of a 2.5-year-old son and a 9-month-old daughter when Hurricane Janet wreaked havoc on the island. And like so many other Barbadians who experienced it, Ms. Daniel remembers that life-changing event as though it happened just yesterday.
The night before Jeanette, there was a prize fight on Rocky Marciana and Archie Moore. I don't know if you know, but Barbadians, both men and women, we were hooked on listening to prize fight on Redfusion. So the fight ended about 1:30, and we went upstairs to bed, my husband and I, and then the national anthem came on about 2:30 and woke us up because we turned the radio on to the limit so that my husband would be able to wake up early the next morning.
Ms. Daniel and her husband rushed downstairs and drew closer to the radio. They heard the announcement that a great storm was approaching the island, arriving in a matter of hours. Then their phones started ringing. Family members were calling to reaffirm the news about Janet's pending arrival.
And about 11 o'clock, this terrible noise of wind. I've never heard anything like that in my entire life. It was just not just a morning song. The whole house was shaking, and then there was knocks at the door. We lived in Rogers Road, Government Hill, and the people's houses in Back Ivy, as soon as they lost their houses, they were coming by my house. Eventually we had either 11 or 12 men and women sitting on the floor, and my maid and I, we cooked for them.
The wind was so strong the house was rocking. The roots of a big breadfruit tree destroyed a section of the back of the house. The flaps in the windows disappeared and the debris started flying into the house.
And we were busy moving the chairs up and down and feeding the people who were staying by us. So about 4 o'clock, the wind died down and people started moving. And then, to our surprise, the wind came in the other direction, and it was like stronger than the day before.
Ms. Daniel says the days, weeks, and months following Hurricane Janet was a sad time for Barbadians. No water or electricity for 3 months. Her family had to make do with 3 oil lamps. Her maid lived with her for 4 months. Her house was destroyed. That's one of the things that has also stayed with her, helping other families weather that storm. Anesta Henry, CBC News.
Well, coming up, a call for trees to be planted every day. Tree planting should be a year-round activity. Deputy Chief Agricultural Officer Barney Callender shared that view during a tree planting ceremony at the Maria Holder Nursery School today. He said planting trees should not be limited to Arbor Day alone and urged teachers and students to set aside other days throughout the year for it to be done.
I think the whole planting exercise should not only be an Arbor Day exercise, but I hope that most of the schools, if not all of the schools, get on board and have planting days for planting of trees, because trees are very important for the environment. And we hope that this initiative will encourage other schools to be part of the exercise.
Senior teacher Maria Winter expressed the school's commitment to expanding the tree planting initiative, and she also called on parents to support the effort.
In partnership with our parents and our community, we seek to ensure that parents become more involved with what is going on at the school in terms of our garden projects, and we are in collaboration with the 4-H organization, which is part of the Ministry of Education, and they have developed a curriculum for our little ones, 3- and 4-year-olds, as well as older children, as well as in the secondary school. So our program is going to be starting weekly within the classrooms. Teachers are going to be involved. We are going to invite parents as well to come out and to share with us so we can build our space into a place where children can explore, enjoy, and love nature.
The Barbados national culinary team trained for months using feedback from last year's Taste of the Caribbean to improve and innovate while highlighting Barbados's culture and cuisine. Rakina Curtin, Barbados's pastry chef competitor, says the team, which is sponsored by the Barbados Hotel and Tourism Association, is proud to defend its Taste of the Caribbean 2025 title at home. She was speaking during a media update ahead of the competition, which comes off from November 16th to 18th.
It's truly an honor to sit here before you today as part of the team that brought home the gold for Taste of the Caribbean 2024. Winning this prestigious competition was not just a victory for us, but a culmination of months of intense training, dedication, and passion for our craft. Being part of the culinary team has not only shaped who we are as chefs, but has had a profound impact on our career.
Javon Cummins, the team manager and head coach, reflected on the team's training and achievements.
We have a great formula. It worked last year with the team that we built. It's just, and I always say you're as good as your last competition. But we are definitely drilling down every day at training. Myself and Willis, we're just trying to be as hard as possible because we have been in it. So we try to give them that advice. But I think that the formula we had for last year worked great. We're going to continue that formula this year. We just changed a couple of things in terms of the strategy, in terms of the whole culinary aspect of it. Can't go into too much detail, but I think that we pretty good on that part.
Sports Night is brought to you by Power In. Pause is power. And by Dasani. Live first, Dasani after.
Sports time now. Mark Seal is the man in the chair with the big stories. Good evening, Mark.
If youth cricket is to serve as the cornerstone for the sports development in Barbados, then the island's cricket systems must be revitalized. That was the message from Calvin Hope, the president of the Barbados Cricket Association, as he addressed the topic, the impact of cricket on Barbados from a youth perspective. This was during a webinar hosted by the St. James We Gatherin Committee. Hope emphasized that while cricket has created commercial and career opportunities, greater focus is needed on strengthening club structures, establishing quality standards and best practices, and implementing sustainable programs in schools in order to ensure the long-term growth of the sport.
To bring our cricket in line and bring the opportunities to the fore for our players, we have to reset and we have to get back all of the systems working together and working for the best, being the best. So in your school, you want the games master, you want the principal, you want the environment there to be doing all the things. The kids prepared, equipment, good coaching, good discipline for the game, and increasing participation.
Also weighing in on the discussion was former Youth Commissioner Peter Skeet, who highlighted the positive socio-economic impact cricket has on young players, emphasizing the role of the sport in shaping opportunities and community development.
So cricket provided young people many opportunities outside of the game itself, because I had always believed that once you're a cricketer, you are seen as a more disciplined young person than those who would have played other sports. So the opportunity has been there for many young persons to graduate to the sport, to receive significant financial gain from it, to enter areas of employment because of it, and it has significantly helped a number of young people to stay away from deviant and antisocial behavior.
Business is not solely about profit, but fundamentally about progress and people. The advice came from President of the Barbados Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Paul Innes, at that organization's 200th anniversary awards dinner and gala at the Wyndham Grand Sam Lords Castle Resort over the weekend. Trevor Thorpe picks up that story.
The BCCI President Paul Innes told the awards dinner, commerce is not only about trade, but also about transformation. He emphasized that the BCCI has been central to the transformation for the past 200 years. Additionally, he unveiled a longer-term vision for the organization, which is included in a 4-point action plan.
Ensuring that the Chambers is financially sustainable so that we operate from a position of strength and can deliver on the consistent values to our members. Second, enhancing member engagement so that every voice within our community is heard, respected, and empowered. Third, strengthening our shareholder relationships, building bridges across sectors to foster trust, unlock synergies, and drive shared progress.
Citing the theme for the bicentennial, collaborate, advocate, and innovate, he told the ceremony that it's not merely a slogan, but rather the driving force that will propel the Chamber forward.
Collaborate because none of us can succeed alone. The Chamber has strived for 200 years by bringing diverse voices together, proving that dialogue, even when difficult, is the first step to progress. Advocate because we must be bold in representing not just the interests of business, but the well-being of Barbados. To advocate for us is to care and to believe in something bigger than ourselves. Innovate because the future belongs to those who are willing to reimagine it. Our past may be rich, but our future depends on creativity, courage, and change.
Mr. Innes, in congratulating all the awardees, said they had broken new ground by involving the public in selecting the Service Excellence Award, emphasizing that excellence is not defined by metrics, but by experience.
As we honor these achievements, let us remember that awards are not just about winners. They are about inspiration, about showing every entrepreneur, every worker, every young person that their ideas, their courage, and their dedication matter.
The BCCI's year-long celebration will continue to spotlight the role of business in national development. Trevor Thorpe for the Business Report.
Sports Night is brought to you by Power In. Pause is power. And by Dasani. Live first, Dasani after.
Let's head back over to Mark for the second half in sports. Mark, over to you.
Thank you very much. As promised, football, St. Andrew Lions and Ellerton opened their Group A campaigns in the Prime Minister's Cup with victories last night as the semi-professional tournament continued at Brereton in St. Philip. Lions defeated Barbados Soccer Academy 4-0, while Ellerton edged Pro Shotters 2-1. CBC's Anmar Goodrich Boyce reports.
We're in the East for a feast of the Prime Minister's Cup football action. A double-header at Brighton in St. Philip. The appetizer was a match featuring St. Andrew Lions in the blue and Barbados Soccer Academy. 2 minutes in, and the Lions were up and rolling. The king of their jungle, with a perfectly executed free kick. The Rico King opens the scoring. St. Andrew Lions 1, Barbados Soccer Academy 0. Skip ahead to the 13th minute where Lions double their lead. Davion Clark is driving forward and decides to let fly from outside the box, and that's into the back of the net. 2-0 now the score. Just before the halftime break, Lions got a third. Sloppy defending at the back by BSA allows Jamari Henry to pick his spot. Lions up by 3 at the interval. 81st minute now, Lions on the probe again. Major through ball to Thierry Bradshaw, and that's that. Final score, St. Andrew Lions 4, Soccer Academy 0. Second match, Ellerton against Pro Shotters. Let's pick it up from the 10th minute. Jaheim Headley pings this ball to Shaquille Bell, who waits for the contact in the box. Referee John Griffith does not hesitate, points to the spot, penalty. Bell then stepped up and sent the keeper Nastrom Brown the wrong way. Ellerton 1, Pro Shotters 0. Second half now, Pro Shotters were awarded a penalty of their own. Kobe Burgess on spot kick duty. Kerry Holder goes the right way, but too much on it. Ellerton 1, Pro Shotters 1, all to play for. Less than a minute later, Ellerton restored their lead, and it was Bell again. This time, a left-footed effort is unstoppable. Ellerton 2, Pro Shotters 1, and that's how it ended. Anmar Goodrich Boyce, CBC Sports.
In more football news, Barbados are the champions of the 2025 FIFA Women's Tournament. Playing in the final over the weekend at Arnos Vale Sporting Complex in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the Lady Tridents defeated St. Lucia 2-1. Rihanna Cyrus opened the scoring for Barbados in the first half, but the St. Lucians drew level a few minutes later. Then, in extra time, Taryn Sutherland became the hero, producing the winner for Barbados and avenging the loss to St. Lucia in the prelims. We have those highlights.
Intercepted there by Stevenson for Barbados again. We can see. Barbados has scored. Cyrus has scored.
Finds Marquez, is it? And a good ball again. This one is St. Louis. This time, Charlo, she was composed.
Thompson still with it. Thompson coming through, gives it to Stevenson. Back to Thompson. This is a good football here. This could spell danger. Barbados scores. It looks like Sutherland. She has been a thorn in the flesh of the defense in the last 10-15 minutes, and she has made it 2. It's Barbados 2, St. Lucia 1.
Paradise Football Club have been pitted in Group D of the 2025 Prime Minister's Cup competition. Based at Dover in Christchurch, the team is aiming to go further than their quarterfinals last year.
Former national forward Mario Hart is leading Paradise for this 2025 season of the Prime Minister's Cup football competition, and the head coach says they've recruited a few players to help bolster the team. Included in their lineup is Sharon Hoyt from Britain's Hill and Remar Walters from Kickstart Rush.
We have 5 new players coming in. We have Nico Harper, a defender, coming in from Empire Club. Zachary Brown coming in from USA. We also have Amal Mears, who would have played for the club before. His last club would have been Wharton. He was on loan from Kickstart. And you have Kishem from Ellerton.
Paradise reached the round of 16 last year before they were eliminated 2-1 by Kickstart Rush in the quarterfinals. Before that, the Christchurch lads topped Group B as they beat Wharton FC 3-2, lost 4-3 to Pride of Gall Hill in a close encounter, and then defeated Whitehall FC 2-0. It's with those positive efforts in the inaugural season that has fueled the team's style of play.
We bring an attacking style, looking to outscore the opponent, but at the same time, well aware that to win championships, they have to defend well. So the emphasis will be on defending as a team. No shortcuts, everyone is working.
Defender Ramon Manning and midfielder and captain Jomo Harris believe the club must start the competition on the right foot.
Once you got the belief, the football will speak for itself. Once you believe that you can win each game, you go right through the finals and win that game as well.
What are your personal goals for the tournament?
My personal goals, play as many games, try to be injury-free, win the tournament, and at least try to achieve maybe best defender.
My personal goal with the team is to win, of course. It would be lovely for Paradise to win $100,000. I can imagine what we could do with it. And individually, I would honestly like to win best midfielder this year and play the tournament. That would be good. To the Paradise fans, we just want the support. We're going to try our best to win. We're going to try our best to do our best in the tournament. I know in the Premier League it was a little tough. It was an average performance by us, but for the Prime Minister Cup, we're going to do much more. We increase the training sessions, and it's going to be a good thing for Paradise this year.
Damien Best, CBC Sports.
And that's news for tonight. On behalf of the entire team, thank you so much for tuning in. Good night.